Hello everybody, jimmyispromo here, back again with another awesome video, and in today's video we will be going over the 9 secret settings to fine-tune your Samsung Galaxy Note 9. Now these settings are not in any particular order, but make sure you check out this video for what it's worth because some of these will definitely make your day-to-day use of the Galaxy Note 9 just a little bit more enjoyable. Now the first one that we will talk about is called Easy Screen Turn On. Now Easy Screen Turn On is a way you're able to interact with your phone by waving your hand over the top of the device where the camera, proximity, and the light sensor is, and it'll illuminate your screen. Now, as you can see right now, I already do have the always on display turned on, which is again letting me know the time and my notifications. But let's say you're somebody who would like to save the battery life of your device, and you usually go through the quick settings on the top to turn off that always on display. This is a way that you're now able to, without touching the phone, maybe your hands are dirty or greasy, or you just don't want to touch the device. If you wave your hand over the top, it'll illuminate the screen. You can see what the time is. You can also see notifications, and it's a way to, again, conserve your battery. Now, to turn this on, you will pull down the notifications panel, click on the settings icon. You'll scroll down to where it says accessibility. Underneath accessibility, you'll hit on dexterity and interaction, and this is where you have your option for easy screen turn on. As we go through this video, if there's any of these settings that you would like to find just a little bit faster without going through all these different settings and menus and tabs, if you click on the search on the very top, if you kind of know a little bit or a few of the different words of what your setting is called, if you start typing it in, you are able to find it just a little bit faster. Or if you would like to know where it's actually located when you do type in what you are searching for, let's say that we type in the easy screen turn on, it'll actually show you right here. It's underneath accessibility, dexterity, and interaction. Now, if you are new here at the channel of Jimmy is Promo, make sure you guys don't forget to hit on that subscribe button as well as the bell for notifications so you don't miss future videos of the Samsung Galaxy Note 9. And if you do want to look at anything that is surrounding the Galaxy Note 9, make sure you hit on the playlist option, click on Galaxy Note 9, and you'll be able to see all the videos that I've created so far. Setting number 2 is playing with the layout of your keyboard. Now, for this example, I'm just opening up the keyboard inside of Messages. If you're inside of any application where the keyboard is there, you can also change the settings inside of that application as well. All you'd have to do is inside of your keyboard here, click on that setting icon. In the middle, you're going to see where it says keyboard layout and feedback. Inside of here, you'll have the option for the keyboard themes. Now, I did change mine to this little dark version over here, and out of the box, it does come with the light. Now, if you want to check out anything else over here, you will have the solid light and you have the solid dark. Now, the difference between these two is actually having a little space in between all these different letters. So this is one way you're able to change that. Also, right below there, go to your keyboard size and layout. This is where you can either add in the little numbers keys on the very top, which this one is one that I always have to have added in. Some people like the alternative characters inside of those letters, and you can also change how large or small your keyboard is. So if you have a little bit bigger fingers, or if you had a different cell phone that had a different layout of a keyboard, a different size, this is where you can put it right back to where it was from before. Setting number 3 is changing the animation scale from when you're going from application to application or screen to screen. Some people like to change this little animation scale, some people do not. This is one that I have to do every single time I get a brand new phone. Now, if you go inside of your settings, you're going to scroll down to where it says the About Phone. Underneath About Phone, you will go to your software information, and underneath Build Number, this is where you do tap this thing 7 times. This unlocks your developer options. You'll hit back a couple times, go back into the developer options, and you'll scroll down to where you see the animation scales. Now, when you find the animation scale, you will find the animator duration scale. I'm going to put this one at the 0.5. Here's the transition animation scale. I'll put this one also at 0.5. And then the window animation scale. This is the one that makes a big difference from all the different windows. I'll also put this one at 0.5. Now, if you want to see an example of what this does, you can see this one right here is now at 5x. You can see how slow that comes up. That means that when you first had your phone, it was going at this one speed of going from screen to screen or application to application. You can either put it off if you want to, but I usually kind of suggest the 0.5 because it does make a big difference when you go from screen to screen. You can see how quick that was. There is no reason for an animation if you just want to get to an application or a screen. Setting change number 4 is perfect for anybody who still uses the headphone jack. Now, if you did pre-order the Galaxy Note 9 and you're getting those amazing $300 AKG headphones, you might as well check this one out. You want to hit on the settings icon, go to the very top where it says sounds and vibrations. Underneath the very bottom, you're going to see the option right here for sound quality and effects. Now again, on the bottom of this page, you'll see the option here for Adapt Sound. Now, Adapt Sound is a way to fine-tune the sound that comes from the headphone jack when a headset is plugged in. This is not going to work if this one is Bluetooth. Now, what's going to happen is if you remember in elementary school, you took the hearing test and you'd have to say either left ear or right ear, and they're playing different pitches and tones at the high tones and low tones. Now, this one is set up for categories of anybody who is under the age of 30. And then this one's from 30 to 60 and then over 60. But again, nobody has the exact same ears, and the pitches is a little different of what people can actually hear. So go to Add Personalized Sound, and this is where you hit on Start. But you do have to connect the headphones, and so I'll plug mine in just so you can kind of see an example of what it kind of looks like. Now that the headset is plugged in, you want to hit on Start, but make sure you're somewhere that is completely quiet and you have no applications that's running in the background. This right here is letting you know, can you hear the beep? And then you hit on Yes or No if you can hear it, and this one was on the right side. Now with this one here, I'm also able to hear that one as well, and so you're able to hit on Yes or No, and again, that one was on the right side as well. So now can you hear the beep again? You just hit on Yes or No, and as you go through this, it will change it based on if you can hear those tones or not. And then at the very end of this, which right now what I'm doing is I took out the headphones, and I'm just going to say yes or no to a few of these. I'm going to go all the way to the end, and then I'll show you what the next step is. When you're finished with the hearing test, you will select which one is the preferred ear for the calls. So I'm going to hit on right, and you can see here that my left is actually definitely different than the right. And that is just an example because I went through the yeses and nos, and I wasn't really hearing it with this one, for example. Now this is where you're able to preview it. So this right now is playing the original sound of what it would sound like if you did not do the Adapt Sound. You can hear what it sounds like on the right side, the left side, or both. And then if you want to see what it sounds like now, you hit on Personalized, and you should see a pretty good increase in making it sound just a little bit better. Setting number 5 is called Single Tap Mode. With this one, I will go underneath the settings, go underneath search, and I'm going to show you what it looks like when you search for a setting. So we will search for single, and then you'll find that it'll say single tap mode on the very top, but it'll also highlight what you are technically looking for. Now, single tap mode, what this does is that if you're getting an alarm, alert, or the incoming call, instead of you swiping to answer or decline, you do a simple tap, and then that is what the single tap mode is. It's an easier, faster way of responding to calls and alarms. Setting number 6 is called Quick Open Notification Panel. Now for this one, I've shown it in the past a different way inside of settings, and we went underneath the advanced features. And for the finger sensor gesture, if you swipe down on the finger sensor, it'll actually pull down the notifications panel for you on the very top. But for this one, this is one that will definitely help you out if your phone is laying on a table, you don't want to pick it up and swipe it down. This is just another way of doing it. And also, maybe when you're holding onto the phone, if your thumb is not close enough to the very top, it's a quick way that you're able to do it pretty much anywhere on the screen. And so how you're able to activate and turn this one on is that you want to go underneath your screen, press and hold anywhere that is empty, go to your home screen settings, and inside of here, you're going to have the option for Quick Open Notification Panel. Now, once you turn this on, again, anywhere on the screen, if you were to swipe down, it will pull down the notifications panel for you. Swipe it down one more time, and there's all your quick settings. Setting number 7 is definitely something to do the moment you get your phone, and that is setting up your Samsung account. So in this way, you can do Find My Mobile. Now, I've already searched for Find My Mobile, and underneath here, it's not just a way of finding your device if you lose it. It's also fantastic if you forget whatever your lock screen password was. Now, this does happen to some people, or maybe sometimes somebody else needs to get into your phone, but you don't want to give them your credentials. You can easily hop onto the https://findmymobile.samsung.com, and you're able to actually unlock your phone remotely without you having to remember what your lock screen password was of your phone. As long as you remember what your Gmail was or your email that was used for your Samsung account and your Samsung account password, then you're able to unlock it. But one of the other things I do want you to turn on is going to be the Send Last Location. And the reason being is because if you do lose your phone, or if your phone dies, at least you know where it was at its last location at a particular battery level. Setting change number 8 is the way that your applications show on your home pages as well as the application tray. So again, anywhere on a screen that is empty, press and hold, go underneath your home screen settings, and this one is for your home screen grid, and this will show you how many applications to be shown on each page. Now, a lot of people usually have quite a bit of different applications and folders. I usually highly suggest doing 5 by 6 just because it's super easy and it's clean. And then you also have your apps screen grid, which this is your application tray. And if you hate scrolling between all these different tabs of all your applications, you might as well throw as many into one page as possible. And again, it does actually keep it pretty clean. And then last but not least, setting change number 9, because this is a note and it is dealing with the S Pen, we will be talking just a little small change inside of your Air command, and this is rearranging your icons of something that just makes sense to you. If you find that you're not really going to use your opening all of your notes that often, you might as well put it towards the bottom. And if you see that you're going to use one of these other applications, you might as well put it to the top. And again, if you like to add more, you can add more shortcuts, or you can also go inside of your settings on the very top and you can change what shortcuts you will be using. And again, with this one too, you might as well make sure that you have your Air view on, and you can also make different changes, such as making sure your floating icon is on, and then what happens when you pull out the S Pen, and then as well as anything else on this whole entire page. But we're basically talking about fine-tuning everything and making things super easy, so you might as well rearrange these the way that you want them to be. So I hope that you guys have liked this video. If you guys did, please give this thing a huge thumbs up. Also, don't forget to hit on subscribe if you have not subscribed already. You can hit on this red circle right over here. You can click that, hit on subscribe, share this video with your friends and family and social media sites, and outside of that, I'll see you guys later.